Clinton, a regional nonprofit organization focused on promoting business growth, building community, and advocating for the sustainable economic success of the greater Clinton region. Grow Clinton This Morning, a program in partnership with KROS.
Grow Clinton, and we like to hear that, right?
We do. That's right. That's my boss's voice.
Lesley Webster, Director of Placemaking and Tourism.
I know, it's a fancy title, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, of course, you used to be the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Right.
But you said your role is maybe a little bit expanded because of the placemaking.
Right. It is a nice, expansion really of the role. So as the director of tourism, of course, my goal is about bringing in outside dollars into our community, which is fantastic. I love that, and I still do that. But now that we've added placemaking into my job title, the really cool thing with that is I get to also do some things that are focused on our community and making our community a place that everyone wants to be. So, for example, in the past, the 4th of July event, the Clinton 4th of July, it's not a parade. What would you say? Festival?
What was the 4th of July? Yeah, one-day festival.
The event, that was not something that was something that tourism could sponsor because it's not really much of a tourism draw. They go to their own communities. But now that I'm in placemaking, they came to me this year and asked me to be a sponsor for that. And I said, yeah, that'd be terrific. I'd love to do that. So that's kind of cool. I've been able to be more involved, like with the Duke Slater memorial statue, the planning and stuff like that. So it's really, I just love that I get to kind of do that. And honestly, those things, all of the things that go to making a sense of place also do help with tourism. So I just had a very nice conversation last week with Gabby Torres. And, she did the Grove last year, which was that public art install in Pocket Park. Well, Parks and Rec has agreed to make that basically like a permanent public art spot. So we were talking about what she's going to do with it this year and what it's going to look like. And I love that. And I think that's really important for placemaking, but also that's a huge tourism draw. I can absolutely put that kind of thing on my tour plans.
You mentioned Duke Slater. How is that coming along?
So I'm not really involved in the planning of it, but I get updates at the Hometown Pride Committee's meetings. And so I believe the area has been cleared where it's going to go. The sculptor, if I'm recalling right, the sculptor has been contracted. And of course, it is a long lead time to get it all done. But so they'd like to have it, I think they're talking about in the fall, to be able to have it installed and do an unveiling kind of in conjunction with the football season.
Yeah, that would be great to start at the football season. And Duke Slater, what a name he made for himself at the University of Iowa, then in the NFL, and then as a judge.
And he was one of our very first Clinton County Hall of Fame inductees. And I bring that up because it's time to nominate again. And in fact, I think nominations need to be in the next few weeks. So if you're interested in nominating for Clinton County Walk of Fame, it has to be anybody related to the county. So they have to have lived here or made an impact here, born here, however you want to interpret that. And those forms are available. If you go to the Sawmill Museum website, they are available on there.
Again, visiting with Lesley Webster, Director of Placemaking and Tourism. Placemaking, you were mentioning that the consignment crawl will be coming up in March and April. So that's kind of a placemaking thing, isn't it?
That is. It's super fun for our own community. And it is also one that I love to advertise outside of the community because, of course, the more of our establishments that participate, the better. So we have... last year, I think we were up to 29, I want to say. And I don't know for sure how many she already has committed this year. I know there are, I think, 4 or 5 already committed in Fulton, which we're still working on getting some more there. So if you're listening to this, you're in Fulton, we want you to get registered for that. And then, of course, a lot of them downtown and on the Lions District, and we call those the in-between that are kind of down on Second there, and some scattered throughout. So Keeping You Sewing isn't on that direct route. We want to make sure people know about that. And I heard the commercial just before I came in here. So I love consignment crawl, resale, tour, and retail shopping spree. It's a long name.
She being, of course, Lou of Deja Vu, so
Yes.
she'd be really the one to get in touch with?
Yes, she is the one that kind of keeps all those registration forms. She has all the signage so that you get it out. And I know she said that she is making the flyers in February. Like the plan is for them to go to print beginning of February. So get signed up now and become part of that. We'd love to have you participate in it. It's pretty cool.
We have our Men's Day event coming up this Friday, but our Ladies' Day event will be coming up on Tuesday, February 28th, and I know Lou is coming in for
Wonderful.
that, so she might have everything all set and ready to go by that time.
It should be. It
Yeah.
should be. So the event itself isn't till March 31st, April 1st.
Okay.
I think is that a
You're
Friday,
not fooling
Saturday?
me now, are you?
I might be.
Okay.
So, and of course, the visitor Convention and Visitors Bureau, or Grow Clinton, whichever you want to call it, we're sponsoring the like the tote bags, the shopping bags for that again. So we're sponsoring this year for Bury Scurry. We're sponsoring those bags. We always sponsor the swag bags for the Clinton Half Marathon, stuff like that.
Yeah. Ann Eisenman's coming in tomorrow morning to talk a little bit more about the Bury Scurry. Let's talk a little bit about tourism. Right now, of course, is probably the time that you're planning for the year. So how is that coming along?
It's going well. So people are getting their dates out there. I'm a big planner. I like to have things on my calendar as far ahead as possible. So I love that, for example, the Fulton Fun Crew has already sent me all the dates for Totally Tuesday for next summer. And so that's fantastic. Having the dates for the Kingdom Bound Christian Music Festival is already on my calendar, things like that. And of course, we know Tailgate and Tall Boys.
Yes.
That's a big one.
So now, what kind of role are you playing in the Tailgates and Tall Boys?
So that really, Josh Eggers is doing the bulk of the planning. He's the director of Parks and Recreation, and it is a city Parks and Rec event. So I'm just alongside for support. So I've been doing some advertising around it, actually for quite a while. Even before we had a lineup, we were doing advertising around it. So really, I'm just there to be supportive and help out how they need me.
And again, Josh Eggers will be in studio at 9:05 on Thursday morning. We're going to be visiting with him every fourth Thursday of the month leading up to the event. And I know he's and Scott Madison are very excited about that.
Yes, and there's a lot. There's a lot when you're planning great big events and things that you don't think of until all of a sudden they're there in front of you and you're like, oh, wait, did we schedule extra garbage pickup? Because we're going to have extra people there. So.
When you first joined us, it was RAGBRAI.
Yes.
And that was a big event. How is this event going to fall in line with like a RAGBRAI?
I think in terms of planning, so I'm not involved in planning this one, so it's hard to say exactly, but I would say it's going to be very similar. In terms of the number of people that we expect. The difference was that RAGBRAI was one day that we expected 20,000 people, and here we're going to expect that kind of a crowd for an extended period of time. So it might not be 20,000 on the first day, but for sure by the Friday, I would expect 20,000 or more.
Wrapping
easily.
things up here with you this morning, we've got a couple of minutes left yet. Of course, being on the Mississippi River is such a great advantage for you as directing people to come to the community. How are things looking for this summer?
So I think that it's the Mississippi River. So we know we're going to get people that want to visit just for that. The Mississippi River Parkway Commission, which I'm part of, is really looking at how to do advertising to get people to drive the Great River Road. And so that's a super cool thing. I'm also part of a committee that is the Iowa Scenic Byways. We are, I don't know if we're like a division of the DOT. We're a committee, I guess, of the Iowa DOT.
Did you get all your signage done?
I did.
Okay.
I got all the signage done, which was really cool. I think I drove about 900 miles total doing all those signs. But it was neat. I got to see every bit of it. And so with the Iowa Scenic Byways, the Great River Road is a scenic byway. And so we're working on some really cool things with that, that you'll be able to, hopefully by May, download a digital passport. And the theme we decided to go with for this year is local legends and scallywags, the good, the bad, the ugly. So all the different Iowa byways, you'll be able to download that passport and check in places, get little trading cards. We're excited about that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in. Great
Thank
to
you.
see you. Now, if people want to find out more, how can they best do that?
So there are lots and lots of ways. Get online, Google it, Google Grow Clinton or Visit Clinton. If you get on Facebook or Instagram, we have both Visit Clinton, Iowa and Visit Fulton. Those are both sites that I maintain. So get on there and take a look.
Great to see you.
Thanks.
Grow Clinton, a regional nonprofit organization focused on promoting business growth, building community, and advocating for the sustainable economic success of the greater Clinton region. Grow Clinton This Morning, a program in partnership with KROS.